the problem is actually with this brake. The brake, just when we hit the brake, we're going to get out only from this inner 4. That's why when we brake, we get up, and we're going to get up there. I mean, the brake is not enough. To make it brake from all loops, I need to do something extra. If you look at there, let me just click on F8. So what we did now, look, we change this to 2. So this second one should return a false. So the second one, array I, J, and IK doesn't seem to be clear, but I mean you can see it probably on your screens. So this one is true because they're different, and now these two, they are not equal. I mean they're equal. So this is going to return me condition 3 is false. However, notice what happened with the brake. Let me just show you what happens after I click the brake. I'm running the brake. It gets out from this. Let me remove this. It gets out from this 4 loop, which is the K, and then to the next iteration of the 4J, and then it keeps going. Well, how to do the 3 brakes? I mean, there's something. I can do something, either the 3 brakes, or
one brake after the third process.
Yeah, but you know, I need to put a condition, not always to brake. I brake only if it's false. I'm going to do something. I'm going to temper with the I and J. What happens if I do something like this? Now the I is going to be the maximum, so it's going to get out. So that's the thing what I'm going to do. I'm going to put some values that will make the I not repeat again. And the same thing for the J. And I'm going to do this same thing for the J. And except that for the J, I'm going to put array 0 just to be safe, in case the arrays don't have the same size. So now what I'm doing, I'm going to break from this K, but I put the values that J and I are going to get out. I'm not going to continue because it's going this question is going to become false. This question is going to return false. Because if I put array length as I, is array length less than array length? No, I get out. So this is my solution, my fix of this break. So I can now do this break over here, and inshallah it's going to be working. This is not a Latin square because, well, that's normal. I don't have I have the same values. But what if now this is a Latin square? Now it is working perfectly. What if I change the size? It's not a Latin square. If I change the size to make it 4 by 4, so I need to make some changes anyways. Let's. Yeah, I need to. So let's have 2. I need to put 4 here, and then this is going to become 1, and then I need another one, right? So let's say 4, 2. No. 4, 1, because I put 4 there. Because I need to be careful also with the lines. Now it's more tricky to find. And you know what? 2, 3. And then the last one, 3, 4, 1, 2. Is this a Latin square? 1, 2, 4, 3. So no repetitions.
Check it with the program.
Let's check it with the program.
Yes.
This is a Latin square. So regardless of the size, it's going to work. And if I give some size that doesn't respect, I mean, it's not square, then it's going to work. Okay, let's close this one. We don't want to have this. Close, yes, save all. And then let's create a new project and then call it assignment 1, question 1, exercise 1. Yes, okay, that's a good point. That's assignment 2. Yes, sorry. Don't know why I'm stuck in assignment 1. Okay, assignment 2, question 1, and let's share this on all screens. In the assignment 2, I mean, what we asked for is just to display when we assignment 2. Okay. we can see a little bit of this one here. I don't know why it is really slow. There's some problem either with the network or anyway, we'd like to write a program that checks to see if a given array is a Latin square. And remember we said that four conditions for a square to be, for an array to be Latin square. And let's just go and start the code.
First use import Java.
Why?
Import Java.
Import what?
Import Java.
Why? We don't need to import Java. We never did that. What we need to do is just do whatever we need to do. If we need to import something, and the only thing that we use to import is the scanner. If we need to add the scanner, we're not going to be adding the scanner because we don't want it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to declare the array, the two-dimensional array, which is I'm going to click array, and I'm going to put my own values because I don't want to spend time typing from the scanner. So I'm going to do something like this.
Yes.
And then let's put something that is a Latin square. Yes.
The other line, so just
Okay. On a new line.
yes.
And then we have the last one. It should be 3, 1, 2. So this is normally Latin square. And then we are going to do some changes and make sure that they are okay. So whenever I do this, it's going to be, whenever I format, it's going to be formatted. So anyways, let me just put it here. So it's not going to be changed by the formatting. So what I need to do now is just to check if this array is a Latin square. Okay. Before doing that, I need to have 4 conditions met. So what are the 4 conditions? First one,
Same row, same.
it has to be same row, number of rows, same number of columns. How can I check that? Very easy. Array dot length is equal to array dot
Why?
Dot zero.
you have to help me now. You're supposed to have finished this assignment almost a week ago.
I didn't solve it by this way.
How do you do it? How do you check
By-
the
by
number?
import Java and enter the number and
The scanner, you mean?
yes, can.
Well, this is not what I wanted, if you remember. I told you that I don't want you to spend time losing time on typing. But if you want, you can, no problems. I just would like to assume that based from the array that you give me, I'm going to do something. So based on this array, I'm going to do something. I need to check that array. So this is what I need to check. This is how I check if the number of columns, and I'm going to do something like this. Number of, which one is the columns? This is number of what?
Rows.
Number of rows equals number of columns.
What is the second one?
This is the number of columns, and this is the number of rows. So I'm checking if the number of rows is equal to the number of columns. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put something like Boolean, yeah, is Latin square. And what I'm going to do is that if one of these condition is, let's put it now, is assume that this is true, and if one condition is actually, I don't know, is not respected, I'm going to make it false, something like that. Or maybe the opposite, I don't know. I'm just trying now something and see if it doesn't help me. I'm going to try something else. So if the Latin square is, if one of them is, let's say, false, or maybe, you know what, let's put, name it condition 1, condition 2, condition 3, condition 4. And let's do something like that. Let's declare condition 1 now to be false if they are different. So that means if not, I don't know, I'm just trying something. Condition 1 is true. So either they're equal Yes, what's your question?
What if you say the return false?
I'm not returning anything because remember, this is a void, so I'm not going to be returning. But I can do something that might return, but later on. This is maybe I can, when we go to the how to use static methods with this example, I can maybe remind me to use that. And look what it does actually. What this tells me actually that this can be simplified, because I can do something like this. Just to make it clear, I'm just adding those parentheses. Are you happy with this? No. It's the same, but maybe some might find it a bit more. This one, okay, let's look at. If they are equal, then it's true. The condition one is true. If they are not equal, then the condition one is false. Okay, and I'm going to do the same. Maybe at the end, I'm going to ask if the condition 1 is true and condition 2 and condition 3, condition 4. I don't know what I did. If this is all true, then I'm going to display this is a Latin square, or the array is a Latin square. And if not, else the array is not a Latin square. Something like that. So I'm going to be asking a couple of questions, and then I'm going to be setting this to either true or false.
Why C2 and C3 and C4?
Because we did not put any values inside of them. It's complaining, it tells me variable C2 might not have been initialized, and actually this C2 was not initialized. I did not put anything inside of it. So it's telling me there's something wrong with these numbers, with these variables. So this is the first condition. Condition 1. What is the second condition? Condition 2. All numbers inside from 1. No, the easiest. I'm just going from the easiest to the hardest. I mean, so the easiest, the one is to check if they are the same number of columns and the same number of rows. After that, the other easier one is just to check that the numbers inside respect a condition, which is from 1 to n, which is in this case 3. N for us is 3. Well, what I can do, int n equal array.length, for example. So I can have n like this. This is the number of rows, and if there are the same number of rows and columns, then this is going to be true. So what should I do now? How to check that from 1 to n, or either 1, 2, etc. until n. So what should I do? How did you do it? For what? Int I 0, I less array.length. This is for I, and another 4. Why is the other 4? For the columns, exactly. Dot length. What should I do? If what? If C2? But what did I put in C2 to check what if inside of it respects something? I did not put anything in C2. What should I do? What should I do? I need to compare what's inside of the array is greater or equal to 1 and lesser the array I and j is lesser or equal to n. In our case, this is array.length. Well, that's true, it's 3 in this case, but if I put array.length, it's going to be working with any array. Now, if the value is the one is greater than that, and this is greater, and it's greater than 1 or equal to 1, and lesser than n or equal to n, then this is okay. That means this condition 2 is true. Else, I mean, there's a better way to do that, but I'm just showing you the straightforward one. If they're not equal, then they're false. And if this is false, if one of them is not respecting conditions, should I keep going and continue to test the rest? So what should I do? Break and get out. And if at the end I never stepped on the brake, that means all true, 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 it will keep be true. And that will I'm going to be passing this condition. That means condition 2 is true.
Stop the looping.
It's going to stop the looping only if the condition 2 is false or all the numbers respect this condition.
So why did it break in the condition?
Because if one number in the array respect the conditions, it doesn't mean that the rest is respecting them. I only check this one. I need to check this one and the other one and all the numbers in the array, not only one if the one that respects it. Maybe one I have in the array something that's the first one is good, but then this one has something like this. So if I just break after the first one is respecting the condition, I'm not going to be checking the rest. So I need to check everything. Okay for this one. Now the fun part. Condition number 3. What is condition number 3? No repetitions within the rows or the columns. So let's start with the rows, let's say. No repetitions in the rows. How did you do that? I need to loop for every row. That means I need to have the for loop array.length, and again for j array 0 dot length. So this is for j, and this is I like to do it this way because sometimes I get confused on which for is which. And okay. If array I j equals array I j plus plus. Okay, what is going to happen here? It will increment the j. And this is what you like to do? I mean, this is, let me do something interesting maybe. Let's just open this paint so we can have my board there. What you'd like to do, you'd like to compare the number and the number next to it. I got your point that you'd like to compare those. And so if from one line we compare the next one, but we compare with ij. If imagine that we don't have this, we don't want to make it work for all numbers. What are the different conditions that we need to respect? We need to have, for example, 0, 0 should respect 0, should be different from 0, 1, right? And then, so if they're equal, that means the condition 3 is false. And then we break, let's say. But if they're not true, they need to keep going. So else is going to be, we check something else. But I just would like to be able, before doing all this, I just would like to be able to just to write down all the different comparisons that I need to do. I need to compare this one and this one also. Let me, I don't know if this will make it, okay. Let me just put this one with one equal sign, so it's not going to be bothering me. And this is not actually, now I'm not coding. Okay, I'm just trying to write down all the different scenarios that are possible. I need to compare 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0 with 0, 2. There's no 0, 3 because we said we have like 3 by 3, right? So 0, 1, 2. So I'm going to compare 0 with 0, 1, 0, 0, 2, and that's it. That's it? No. In order for me to keep going, I need to compare. So I compared, maybe let me go back to here. This is my array. Three by 3. And I'd like to compare this one with this one with that one. This is what we did. 0, 0, where is it? Here. 0, 0 with 0, 1, 0, 0 with 0, 2. 0, 0 with 0, 2. So because this is 0, 1, 2, and this is 0, 1, 2. So we compare 0, 0 with 0, 1, 0, 0 with 0, 2. Now we need to compare also these two. Before finishing with the line, I need to compare all the elements in the line. So I compare the first one with the second one, the first one with the third one, but still I need to compare the second with the third. These two. So how to compare these two?
Increment vi and increment vt.
No, before I and j getting confused with the incrementation, just make sure that now I just write down what needs to be done. What is need to be done here?
1, 0.
I'm staying in the 0.
0, 1.
Okay, so that's why I didn't want to get into the i's and j's, so not to get confused. And then, so this should become 1, and I'm comparing 0 and 1 with
0, 2. 0, 2.
with 0, 2. I'm comparing 0, 1 with 0, 2. What is the position of this one? 0, 1. And this one? 0, 2. So I'm comparing 0, 1 with 0, 2. So this is what I need to do for each line. Okay? So that's why it's a bit, I need to pay attention to this. Now, what happens if it was like the second line? It's exactly the same thing except from 0. It's going to be this. And the third line, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, right? So now my problem is how to, well, I can see that this can be a loop, you see? This is 0, 1, 2, this can be easily an I. So I can have something like this that can be I, because I is, I big starts from 0, and then 1, and then 2. So this is the I, the first one. And then I need to do something with this. Now my j, does it stop at array.length? That means 3. Is it less than 3? That means 2 is acceptable? Look here, in this condition, I'm comparing 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, and 0, 2. Actually, 2 loops are not enough. How did you do it? I'm just curious to see what was your solution. How did you do it? How many fours? I think we need 3 fours in here.
3 for each row.
3 for each row. Did you always assume that your array is 3 by 3, or 3 by something? Always?
It's a different condition, so below is equal to column.
Yeah, but my question now, how did you solve this? What I notice is this can easily be I from 0 to 1, to 0 to 2, 0, 1, 2. So this one is fine. I can put the I here. But here I see this one. This one is the second one here. It goes from 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. So how can I do this that comes from 0, 0, 0, 0, 1? I need something. And the third one is that I need to look also, you see this is the I. If this is 0, this is 0, so this is I here. So I can have something. I just would like to generalize now. To generalize, I just would like to do something like I, and then something that I don't know yet is equal to array I. It's the same I, that's something that maybe I don't know yet. So if I put here to be j, because I noticed that j from 0 to array. Actually, this j doesn't help me much because j is from 0 to 2, and 2 is not something that I would like to. I don't want to see 2 here. So if I put j here, j goes to 2. But I can fix it by doing something like that.
Why is it so? It's equal to
It's equal to what?
j.
Because look what is happening. If I put here to be j, according to this loop, j is going to be 0, 1.
So it's escape.
Yeah, it's going to be 0, 1, and then this is equal to what? We said that this is 3, okay? In our example. In our example, this is 3. And this is 3. I'm going to go from a specific example and try to generalize it later on. So now, if I put this to be j, that means j can be 0, can be 1,
Can be 2.
can be 2. But yeah,
Sorry.
3 values.
3 values.
But do we need to have 2 here?
No.
So that's why if I put j here,
Yeah.
2 is going to be there, and I don't want it to be there.
Just only 2 values.
How to make it go to 2?
-1.
So the -1. So it's going to make it like 2. Now j from 0 to 2. Now from 0 to 2, you notice that I'm going to be, j is going to be 0, and then 2. However, you see, when j is 0, I'm doing 2 times j0. If I just keep it like this, j is going to be 0, and then the next time j is going to be 1. So this is not the 0, this 1 is not going to be, is going to be lost. How to deal with this?
Another 4.
I need another 4. For what to what? What the other 4 is going to be used for?
For 1 0.
For the 0 0 0 2.
So I would like this to stay 0,
For the second step.
and then this one is going to become, because you see I still have some problem here. With here this was from 0 to 1, but the other one in the other case is from 1 to 2. So what I need to have here another 4, which is k, and this time k doesn't start from 0, but it starts from 1. It doesn't stop at 2, but it stops at
3.
And what I should do, I should compare this and then compare it with, compare this is I, it doesn't change, but this should be now k. But we still have,
How we use f?
let's just, before the comparison, let's now just do something and check if it's going to work. Okay. Now, the first time, now we have 3 4s. We need not to get lost. The first time I is 0, then we get in, because 0 less than 3. J is, let me maybe do something like this, so maybe we can follow up with our, so we can follow it. It will help us have a better, so I can follow my I, my J, and my K, and this is K. So then I'm going to check if the first time this is going to be this one, the second time should be this one, the third time should be this one. So now let's look at here. We have the first I equal, we put 0 in I. Is 0 less than 3? Yes, we get inside. What is the next step? I need to hear from everyone, those that are in the back. Khalid, I need to hear from you. So, what should I put here? 0, put it in J. Is 0 less than 2?
Yes.
Get inside. Put 1 in K.
1.
Is 1 less than 3?
Yes.
Get inside. Now, this is array 0, 0, so this is okay. Is equal to array 0,
1.
and K is 1, so that's fine. So this one is okay. And let me put okay.
So with other conditions.
Forget about the conditions now. Just we'd like to just make sure that we're going to test these. Now, according to this loop, this first test is going to be done. But how? We're going to talk about it later. Now, let's check the second one. What happens next after this happens? K becomes 2. Is 2 less than 3? Yes. So array 0, 0. And then we'll compare to array 0 and K 2. Oh, mashallah, that's fine. Now that's good. The second one is good. Now what would happen is this. K becomes? So K becomes 3. And that's important because 3 is less than 3. We say no. What happens after that? I go to J. I need to increment J now. J becomes? No, how comes? From 0 to 1. And then I'm asking, is 1 less than 2? Yes, so I'm getting inside. What should I put inside of K?
1. No,
So I'm putting inside of K 1. Well, now this is a problem. It should not be 1. Because now you see my question. This is 0. And J is 1. That's fine. But 0. And I have 2. And actually K now is 1. So now I want this to be 2, not 1. So the first time it starts from 1, the second time it should start from 2. You notice the K, the first time started from 1. Now this second time I want it to start from 2. How? Like this. What? What is this? I just made it because you notice J is 1, right? 1 plus 1 becomes 2. Let's forget about everything. No. I mean, this is the answer, but I'm just would like to cancel, cancel, cancel. And then let's go back again. Let's make sure that this is working, okay? I put 0, J put 0, K. What should I put inside of it? J plus 1. What is J? 0. 0 plus 1? 1. Is 1 less than 3? Yes. So I'm going to be 0, 1. That's this one over here. 0, 1 is equal to 0. Sorry, I'm here normally. Am I? I'm lost. We need to start again. Sorry. I need to start again because I got confused. Okay, we started again, so I need to start from the beginning. So we said 0, 0, and the K is 1. And then we asked the first question. Array of ij. I is 0, J is 0. So this is the first one. Is equal to 0, and K is 1. So this one is okay. Now the second one is that K is going to become 2. Is 2 less than 3? Yes, I get inside, and then it's going to become 0, 0, and 0, 2. So the last one is K. So this one, just not to get confused, this is K. And this is I, and this is J, and this is I. And let's just, I should have used the insert in that place. And you know what? No, so it can be clear. So now the second one, because of this, is going to be okay. Now this was that was the problem, right? Now, because this was 2, it will become 3, which is normal. And then is 3 less than 3? No, we get out, and then J becomes 1. Is 1 less than 2? Yes, I get inside. K equal 1 plus 1. So K now is equal to 2. Is 2 less than 3? Yes. So I'm going to compare 0, 1, because J is 1, with 0, 2. And now this one is okay. But let's move on. Let's see that it's going to stop, and normally it should move on to the next line. Now, if the K was 2, I'm going to increment it. It becomes 3. Is 3 less than 3? No, we get out, we increment J. J becomes 2. Is 2 less than 2? No, so let's go out, and then this becomes, so I becomes now 1, which is good idea. Is it going to work with the rest?
Yes.
Yes, because the rest is going to do the same thing. Start again, j is 0, and then k is j plus I, and so on. And I hope that I proved to you that this is what should be done. So anyways, these are the things. So I'm doing something like this, and these are the different questions. And if I do this loop, this is 4k, and this one is 4j there. And now this is going to be asking all these questions one by one. Now, my thing is, all these questions should be true. If one of them is false, we stop. So now I'm going to say if these questions are true, then that's fine. So my condition 3 is going to be true. If one of these conditions are false, so the condition 3 is going to be false, and let's break. How many people found that? Maybe different way?
Yes.
There are different ways to find this. I'm just maybe using one of the ways that seems to be, that I think should have been straightforward for you. And what I would like you to understand from this step is that I took a simple example and tried to put, for example, a fixed example, a specific example for the array 3 by 3 and specific values in there. And then I tried to find out what are the kind of questions that I need to ask. And then after that, I try to generalize. And this is what I end up in.
It's okay, but it's very wrong.
It's very long? Well, maybe. Maybe there might be some... It's like this, you know. This is very long, but sometimes clearer. You like it when it's clearer. So that's why actually I'm trying to make it simple, even if sometimes it's not the optimal one. So now I have condition 3. And the thing is now I need just to do this condition 4, which is exactly similar to this, except now instead of rows, I should have columns. Int columns. And how should I do that with the columns? Actually, it's just the same thing, except that instead of I, it's ji, okay. I need to check it. I'm not going just to do it like that without checking. So let's go back and check it again. Too bad I closed this paint.net. Okay, let's put it back here, and this one back there. Of course, actually, I forgot to generalize. This is array.length.
The same thing.
This is array.length -1. This is array.length. I'm just going to generalize and keep it the same, -1, and then this is array.length. So now let's again do this. This is our array. Now what I need to do, I need to compare this one with this one with that one, and then these two together for the row, which means I'm comparing 0, 0 with, I'm comparing this one with this one, which is 0, 0 with 1, 0. So I'm comparing 0, 0 with 1, 0, and then 0, 0 with 2, 0. And then I need to compare this one with this one, which is 1, 0 with 2, 0. So I need to compare the 3 comparisons. And I'm going to follow up my for loops and until I make sure that these, so this is my I, my j, and k. So I put this 0, j 0, and then k is becoming 1, and this is k. Now the question I'm going to ask is, 1 less than 3, yes. So now j is equal to what? 0. I 0. So I'm going this one 0 0. Is it equal to k 0? So this is the first one is okay. Now k becomes 2. Is 2 less than 3? Yes. And then I have 0 0 and then 2 0. So this looks good. And then so k becomes 3. Is 3 less than 3? No. So I'll get out of this and then increment j. So j becomes 1. A 1 less than 2? Yes. Now 1 plus 1, that's 2. That means k is going to be 2. And now what I'm checking is ji, which is ji, 1 0, is it equal to k, which is 2 0? So it does exactly the same thing. So this is for the columns and this is for the rows. All I had to do is just swap these. So to make the comparisons from rows wise to column wise. And as you have seen, if I find this one, the other one is very easy. Now I still have some problems with this, saying this is there might be some things. Actually, maybe if the array is a different size, what I'm going to do, I'm going to assume that all of them are false, and this is going to help to fix my problem. Now NetBeans is not going to complain anymore. I assume that all conditions are false, and then if they are going to be true, then they're going to be true somewhere. Now if I run this, what should I see on the screen? This is a Latin square or non-Latin square? Not Latin square, this one. I should see Latin square, right? Let's run and see. This is not a Latin square. How? So in order for us to know what is the problem, we need to find out which condition failed. So how to do that? In case this is not a Latin square, I'm going to display y, for example, condition 1. And this is just for me, just to be able to see which one failed. And let's run now. True, true, false, false. So it find out that these two were false. And are there any repetitions in there? No, there are no repetitions. So my code has some problem. How to find the problem in my code? And if normally you should have had a lot of problems while you're developing these. How did you fix your problems in the code? And how can you fix your problems while you're having, for example, the final practical? If something wrong happens, the code seems logically, we seem to be right, but now something is wrong. We need to discover what is wrong. In order for you to go, and then it takes some time, if you have to draw a lot of things, well, there's some tool that will help you, and you should have used it. Well, this is the one. I'm going to, first of all, let's see what is this. Instant help loop. Oh, no, I forget about it. I just would like to click here, so I can have this stop here. This is called a breakpoint. What means now, and what I'm telling to the NetBeans is that when he will reach this line, he will stop to let me look at my variables and execute step by step. And this is what I would like to do. But I need to activate it by running with this debug project instead of running with this run project. So I'm going to run it this way. And you're going to see it will start and everything, and it will stop here. And the red line now tells me that this is what the compiler is ready to run. What the program is ready to run. And I can see here my variables. You can see the conditions, C1, C2, and this one is false. And I'm going to do something about it. Actually, I found my mistake. I just would like you to realize it with me. Look here, this is my array. I can see my array here. These are the different lines, but actually it's better to see it on top, because you can see it better here. So now what I'm doing, you see, follow it with the I and J because they're not declared yet. I haven't run them. I'm going just to run with this step over, which is F8. So if you see line by line, that means I'm pressing F8 line by line. You can see now this is I, it has 0, J has 0, and K, it has 1. And then it's going to check if array of I and J, and you can put your mouse over it, and you can see this is array, and array of I and J, this is 3. This is I0, 0. This is gives me, just look at the value. This is the length, sorry, the value. I need to select it so I can see the value. The value is 1. Is it correct?
Yes.
If I go here, you see the value? The first one is 1. So 0, 0 is 1, and then 0, 1, I can select it and put my mouse over it, is 2. Is 1 equal to 2? No. So the condition should be which one? I'm going to go to the else. And it's going to say false. Well, I'm putting this true only when they are equal. Well, actually, it's the opposite. I need to put this, the condition is going to be true if they are not equal. Not if they are equal. If they are equal, that means this condition is not met. I have a repetition. Yes. And if I have a repetition, it should not be true, it should be false. The condition should be false. So that's my problem. Instead of putting C2 equal false there, I put C2 equal true. So now if I put it false, and this should be true, now if I stop and change the same thing, false, true, and let's run, true, 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 false. And I still have a problem here. Well, because now my problem is that I just changed that quickly, but there's a small minor change. Do you see it? And that's what happens when sometimes you just change things very quickly, and then you don't, okay, I have a problem, I fix it, tick, tick, tick. I would like just to, when you change something, change it correctly. I did a change, but I did half of a change. Sorry? No. The save for is the same. I did the save for. Yeah. The break. Should I break when it's true? No. I should break when it's false. So this is how I can fix my problems, by trying just to step by step finding if it's, but still it tells me this is not a Latin square because of the fourth one. What is the problem with the fourth one? Exactly. Now, inshallah, this is a Latin square. Alhamdulillah. So whatever the method you used, if it gives you the result, that's fine for me. However, I hope that this method showed you how to build a solution step by step, and this is what is most importantly, what is most important for you to know and to understand, to have the ability to solve a big problem by solving every step at a time. And then you combine everything, and then you check if everything is working, and then if there's something missing, you go and investigate the part that is problematic, and then you just solve it step by step. And when you solve something, don't be too quick on solving. Just take your time, analyze the thing, because if we change this to false, when the break should have followed as well. Just don't go for okay, true, true, false, and quickly. So these are the type of mistakes that maybe make you lose some time during the final. So this tool is really helpful. You should use it because it helps you not lose time writing down things and following up. I have to do this, I have to do that. The computer will follow it for you. The problem is actually with this break. The break, just when we hit the break, we're going to get out only from this inner 4. That's why when we break, we get up, and we're going to get up there. I mean, the break is not enough. To make it break from all loops, I need to do something extra. If you look at there, let me just click on F8. So what we did now, look, we change this to 2. So this second one should return a false. So the second one, array I, J, and IK, doesn't seem to be clear, but I mean you can see it probably on your screens. So this one is true because they're different, and now these two, they are not equal. I mean they're equal, so this is going to return me condition 3 is false. However, notice what happened with the break. Let me just show you what happens after I click the break. I'm running the break. It gets out from this. Let me remove this. It gets out from this for loop, which is the K, and then to the next iteration of the 4J. and then it
So we
keeps
talk
going.
about 3 break.
Well, how to do the 3 breaks? I mean, there's something. I can do something, either the 3 breaks, or
1 break after the 3rd occurrence.
yeah, but you know, I need to put a condition, not always to break. A break only if it's false. I'm going to do something. I'm going to tamper with the I and j. What happens if I do something like this? Now the I is going to be the maximum, so it's going to get out. So that's the thing what I'm going to do. I'm going to put some values that will make the I not repeat again. And the same thing for the j. And I'm going to do this same thing for the j. And except that for the j, I'm going to put array 0 just to be safe, in case the arrays don't have the same size. So now what I'm doing, I'm going to break from this k, but I put the values that j and I are going to get out. I'm not going to continue because it's going this question is going to become false. This question is going to return false. Because if I put array length as I, is array length less than array length? No, I get out. So this is my solution, my fix of this break. So I can now do this break over here, and inshallah it's going to be working. This is not a Latin square because, well, that's normal. I don't have the same values. But what if now this is a Latin square? Now it is working perfectly. What if I change the size? It's not a Latin square. If I change the size to make it 4 by 4. So I need to make some changes anyways. Let's. Yeah, I need to. So let's have 2. I need to put 4 here, and then this is going to become 1, and then I need another one, right? So let's say 4, 2. No. 4, 1, because I put 4 there. Because I need to be careful also with the lines. Now it's more tricky to find. And you know what? 2, 3, and then the last one. 3, 4, 1, 2. Is this a Latin square? 1, 2, 4, 3. So no repetitions.
Check it in the program.
Let's check it with the program.
Yes.
This is a Latin square. So regardless of the size, it's going to work. And if I give some size that doesn't respect, I mean, it's not square, then it's going to work.